Hello everyone, welcome to another Valley News Now stream. Duke Schindler back at you after a nice little vacation I had down in Arizona, but we are back in the saddle, and this time, of course, we're going to start with Investigate TV as we got a big one here today. Experts warn that a specialized fertilizer used by farmers nationwide could lead to contaminated rivers and threatening the food supply. So Investigate TV is going to explore how one coastal region is fighting to keep their land and waterways clean for future generations. But that's not all we got here with Investigate TV. Some elementary schools say science could be the answer to improving declining literacy rates. Then dash camera captures what starts as a routine traffic stop, turning into a life-changing moment for a woman that is struggling with addiction. Here is Investigate TV.
Today on Investigate TV Plus, protecting natural resources from dangerous man-made chemicals.
It's just the fear of the unknown is what really troubles me.
We speak to experts who reveal a type of fertilizer used by U.S. farmers could be adding so-called forever chemicals to our food.
How concerning is that when you're seeing those high levels?
It's very concerning.
Plus, the potential solutions to limit the risk to your health.
Then, sinking scores have some schools rethinking how they teach a fundamental skill.
We are seeing students really struggling with reading.
We explore different approaches to help raise literacy rates among young students.
And a dash camera captures what starts as a routine traffic stop.
Good, your backlights are completely off.
But then becomes a life-changing moment for a woman struggling with addiction.
You unknowingly did something for me that night that I didn't even know I needed.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. It's an invisible but toxic threat commonly found in drinking water, and experts warn it could also be in your food. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. You might have heard of forever chemicals, or PFAS. They're linked to serious health risks like cancer and developmental delays because they don't break down in the environment or our bodies. Now experts say these chemicals are showing up in farmland. According to the Environmental Working Group, millions of acres could be contaminated by a sewage sludge fertilizer called biosolids.
Recent research shows land that's been treated with these wastewater solids has significantly higher concentrations of PFAS. This has communities across the country concerned because they say federal regulation of PFAS and biosolids is long overdue.
Reporter Heather Graff takes us to one coastal region dependent on the land and sea to show us how they're fighting to keep both clean for future generations.
So these are oyster seed.
For Lee Deal, oysters are a way of life.
If I could choose a career out of a catalog, it would be this one.
His family has been farming them in Virginia's Northern Neck for the last 8 generations.
What do you love about it?
I love the river, I love the bay, the seafood, obviously.
But he says there's a growing threat to this precious natural resource.
It's just a big concern.
That concern? PFAS, a group of man-made chemicals commonly used in products like nonstick pans, waterproof clothing, and food packaging.
PFAS is everywhere.
Highly resistant to heat and water, these dangerous forever chemicals, as they're called, don't break down naturally and can build up over time, says Brent Walls.
It doesn't even break down if you incinerate PFAS.
Walls works with a local nonprofit to monitor pollution and advocate for clean water policies along the Potomac watershed. It's an important mission, he says, because the Potomac Riverkeeper Network is increasingly detecting PFAS in the region's water and soil. That includes states like Virginia, Maryland, and West Virginia. One potential reason for the increase, a material called biosolids. According to the EPA, PFAS gets into sewage sludge when contaminated wastewater from factories, businesses, and homes flows into water treatment plants. PFAS aren't always removed during the treatment and end up building up in the leftover solid waste. That solid waste is called biosolids, which farmers use as a fertilizer.
One of the reasons why farmers use biosolids is it's a lower cost.
It's also a national concern, according to a 2025 report from the Waterkeeper Alliance. They collected water samples near 10 biosolids application sites across the country and found elevated levels of PFAS downstream from most of them.
The more industrial, the more wastewater treatment plants, and the more farms that use biosolids for sludge increase the amount of PFAS in the stream. It increases the amount of PFAS in the fish, and so therefore it's a greater risk.
According to the Environmental Protection Agency, in 2023, more than 1 million dry metric tons of biosolids were applied to agricultural land in 41 states.
It not only affects the crop in the field, we have runoff, which affects the water.
Walls says he regularly tests waterways throughout the Potomac River watershed.
We collect samples at several locations once a week.
How concerning is that when you're seeing those high levels?
It's very concerning because there are a lot of community members that frequent the river, fish the river, and they consume that fish.
And when it comes to forever chemicals and biosolids, he says one of the biggest problems is that no one is saying how much is too much.
Right now, there are no limits for PFAS and biosolids.
In April 2024, the EPA set enforceable limits for certain PFAS chemicals in drinking water, but it hasn't done that for sewage sludge.
How important would you say it is to regulate PFAS, specifically in biosolids?
Very important. I feel like it should be a top priority.
Then in January 2025, the EPA made promising progress on that front. It released a draft sewage sludge risk assessment for two of the most persistent and well-studied PFAS compounds linked to health risks, saying a year earlier there is no level of exposure to these contaminants without risk. While the agency said analysis doesn't suggest the general food supply is threatened, it acknowledged the lack of safe thresholds could make it difficult to understand how soil concentrations translate to risk.
It's just the fear of the unknown is what really troubles me.
But researchers from the University of Arizona and the Pima County Regional Wastewater Reclamation Department say not all biosolids have concerning levels of PFAS. And they can have benefits. For one, spreading the fertilizer on farm fields keeps it out of landfills, reducing waste and supporting sustainable agriculture.
We are very sensitive about our environment.
Even so, farmer Rob Hinton says he refuses to use it.
We have talked about biosolids in the past for multiple years, and considering the difficult economics of farming, it has been a serious consideration.
He manages about 1,500 acres of farmland in the Northern Neck, and since water surrounds this community, he says it's crucial to keep it and the soil clean.
As a human being, I'm worried about that.
Some states have started developing their own regulations. For example, in 2022, Maine became the first state to ban the land application of biosolids. And Minnesota and Maryland require testing of certain PFAS chemicals before they can be used as fertilizer. But still, fewer than a dozen states are regulating PFAS in biosolids. Walls says this patchwork of protections across the country just isn't enough.
Because there are some states out there that will not lift a finger at the state level unless the EPA does it first.
While communities await further federal action, Walls says there are steps everyone can take today to help manage the issue.
The more we use these products that have PFAS in it, the more we are contributing to the problem as a whole.
Lee Deal says he knows how high the stakes are.
My whole life, blood, sweat, and tears are out here in this river.
With his livelihood at risk and his safety.
Long term, what's it doing to us? I wish we could find some answers.
The EPA declined to speak on camera, but provided a statement saying in part the agency is committed to working closely with our partners to take a fresh look at the risks and the tools available to support our rural and agricultural communities on this issue. Meanwhile, the agency's draft risk assessment for certain forever chemicals and sewage sludge, initially introduced under the Biden administration, has not yet been finalized. Once complete, the EPA says it could influence future regulatory action.
Still to come, addressing a decline in reading rates. Why some elementary schools say science could be the answer to improving literacy skills.
Then later, a twist on tradition.
A fraction of the clubs, a fraction of the time, and a heart rate through the roof.
We'll explain why these golfers are sprinting for a better score.
Whether it's an email at work, a post on social media, or even a street sign while driving, think about how many times a day you need to be able to read.
It's an essential skill, yet in recent years, the nation's report card found reading scores among elementary school students have continued to drop.
Reporter Sharon Chen digs into the decline and explores a potential solution to help reverse the trend.
Drink.
No. At 7 years old, little Julian Munoz is drinking in every word.
The log.
The second grader at Crossroads Academy Charter School loves reading and learning about polar bears. But not so long ago, reading a story like this out loud to Dad Gabriel was a challenge.
It seemed like he couldn't quite understand the rhyme or reason to words and letters put together.
That EW says, ooh.
Shannon Reesby is the literacy coach at Julian's school, where out of the 240 students, 33% need help with reading.
It's based on need. Where are they falling in our tests, and just making sure that we're getting every kid what they need.
And that need is great.
Would you say we are at a crisis point?
Absolutely.
Dr. Robin Henderson is Chief Program Officer at School Smart KC. The nonprofit organization works with local school districts and charters to help boost reading performance.
We are seeing students really struggling with reading.
According to the latest Nation's report card, reading scores among fourth graders in 2024 were lower than in 2022, and even lower compared to 2019. So the question is, what is behind this literacy crisis?
I think we as educators across the nation went through a phase where we really weren't letting the science guide how we were doing instruction.
That is the science of reading. There are 5 components: phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension.
They are struggling. They're struggling in many components of reading. It breaks my heart. That's our future.
Heartbreaking, yes. But Dr. Henderson says what the struggle should serve as is a call for action.
This is not about pointing fingers of blame at schools. This is saying, how are we, Kansas City, going to step up?
In Kansas City, School Smart KC is stepping up in 40 elementary schools with programs like one-on-one tutoring.
I says, yeah. Good, now try it.
Helping to write a new chapter for improving literacy.
I like how you're working through that word.
He's improved. He's improved a lot, and he's kind of given us the confidence as parents that he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay, and he's going to read just fine.
The science of reading is not just a single program, but rather decades of research and evidence to help educators understand the skills and processes needed to read. It also acts as a guide to teach those skills effectively.
When we were taught how to read, it was the whole plane at one time, and the plane is ready to take off. But now, with literacy, we are building that foundation and looking at each part of the plane and how the parts of the plane work together.
Educators in South Carolina explain one of the ways students can build their reading skills and understanding of language is with activities such as programming a toy using rhyming words.
Still to come.
Christina? I need you to come over here. I have to detain you.
Why one woman says that traffic stop saved her life and how she's thanking the officer who arrested her.
I remember that night. You changed everything.
But first, running a race while aiming for par.
I think to myself, that is just the most ridiculous thing.
Why some golfers are choosing to pick up the pace. If you or a loved one plays golf, you probably learned it can take several hours to complete a round of 18 holes.
But what if we told you you could cut that time down to about an hour? The sport is known as speed golf, touted as a faster, fitness-driven twist on the traditional game.
Reporter Chad Pline is in Springfield, Missouri to explain the rules.
Super fun, really strange.
If golf and cross country had a baby, it would be speed golf.
It's just a blast.
Instead of 4 to 5 hours, you're looking at 40 minutes to 60 minutes.
Speed golf has been around since the late 70s. Your score matters just like in golf, the lower the better. But your time running the 18 holes also matters. The faster the better.
When you add your time, so let's say it took you 50 minutes, to your score, 80, and then you got a 130 total score.
There are no golf carts, pull carts, or time for beer carts. The golfers carry their clubs.
Driver, 6-iron, 9-iron, sand wedge, and putter.
A 7-iron, a pitching wedge, a driver, and a putter.
Driver, 7-iron, a 52-degree wedge, and a putter.
Garrett is the golf pro at Horton Smith. He started playing speed golf back in 2015.
I was trying to find different alternative golf ways to get people in the game. You know, foot golf, fling golf, speed golf. I love it because I've got a young family at home and I don't have a lot of time for 4 or 5 hour rounds.
Nick used to work with Garrett at Horton Smith, and at first he didn't get the swing of it.
And I think to myself, that is just the most ridiculous thing.
But soon, Nick was swinging and swaying to the speed golf game as he was trying to get in shape.
I ate for 2 during my wife's pregnancy, and so it was time to get in shape. And sure enough, I played 3 holes out here with a couple of clubs and was exhausted and had a blast.
The senior of the trio, Tim, has been playing speed golf for the longest, over 2 decades. And with a career in the health field, he knows the benefits of speed golf over the traditional game.
It's good to just get out, breathe fresh air, move your body. And you know, you're not sprinting. I mean, sometimes you do. You get the momentum and you go on a par 3, you know, and if you can knock the par 3 off in a minute, you've saved time.
I think about looking out the window here at the pro shop and just thinking I would never do that. Just having that open mind to try something new.
No doubt the Masters' first winner, Springfield's own Horton Smith, would smile seeing his game evolve.
A fraction of the clubs, a fraction of the time, and a heart rate through the roof.
You know, I'm going to keep doing it until I can't get out of bed.
In November of 2024, the trio represented the United States at the World Speed Golf Championships in Japan. They tell us Nick and Garrett placed 11th as a team.
Yeah, if you want to give speed golf a try, the pros say you can't just show up to your course at any time. Instead, you'll want to reach out to see if they offer it or know of groups in your area.
Up next, a traffic stop becomes a turning point.
The other edge remains silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
I remember standing in front of his patrol car that night, and I just looked at him. I said, Platty, I'm done. I can't do it no more.
How broken taillights led a woman struggling with addiction to get the help she desperately needed. If you've ever been pulled over by the cops, the last thing you might say to the police officer is, "Thank you."
But that's exactly the response a Michigan cop received following what he thought would be a routine traffic stop.
Reporter David Andrews explains how the encounter turned into a life-changing moment.
Officer Dylan Platty has been on the Lansing Police Force for less than 2 months. His road patrol encounters so far, rather routine. Before Lansing, Officer Platty spent nearly 3 years behind the wheel of an Eaton Rapids police car, where he was involved in a number of traffic stops, some that became all too routine.
Hello. Hey, how are you? Good. Your back lights are completely off.
Are you serious?
Her tail lights never worked. She's always driving around in the dark, or her headlights are always out.
I don't understand that.
That's Christina Latosky behind the wheel of her 1996 red Chevy Camaro.
Your brake lights work, but not the tail lights.
For the same thing, always. Tail lights on a car, the headlights on the car.
And coincidentally, it was always Officer Platty who pulled her over, no fewer than 4 times.
So it was an easy traffic stop every time.
Everything's still valid and good? Your driver's license and everything? Okay.
But this time would be different. Officer Platty's patrol car computer said Christina was a wanted woman for failing to appear in court.
Christina? Yeah. I need you to come over here. I have to detain you because you have a warrant out of Jackson.
Christina's night was about to become anything but routine with the familiar cop she called Platty.
Can I look in your car?
I don't care, Platty.
That search proved pivotal.
So what is this?
What is it? I can't even see Platty.
That looks like meth, Christina.
That honestly honestly, Platty, I really don't know.
Christina was put in handcuffs and read her rights.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
I remember standing in front of his patrol car that night, and I just looked at him. I said, Platty, I'm done. I can't do it no more. Please, just put me in the car and just take me to jail. I'm done.
Christina spent the next 3 months in jail, followed by 3 months in rehab for what she calls a 25-year addiction to methamphetamine and alcohol. She says her arrest on August 4th, 2024, on that dark rural road was just the beginning of her road to recovery.
He's always going to be a big part of my recovery.
Inspiring Christina to put pen to paper.
To the officer who saved my life, you probably don't remember me, just another traffic stop on just another night. But I remember that night. You changed everything.
If it wasn't for you making that traffic stop, I have no doubt in my mind my children would be motherless because I would be dead.
4 pages of gratitude that revealed something Officer Platty didn't know about that fateful night.
I actually had planned on wrapping my car around a tree.
That tree just a short walk away from the local cemetery Christina frequently visited to contemplate life.
Because of you, I'm alive. I'm here and I'm continuing to work on my sobriety every day. Thank you. I'll forever be grateful for you. It was exactly what any officer would want to read, knowing the impact they make just by doing their job. Hello, Christina. Long time no see.
At the exact spot of that life-changing traffic stop, Kinnable Road and Hammond Drive.
You look great. Bring it in.
Thank you.
A reunion 1 year later.
You unknowingly did something for me that night that I didn't even know I needed.
Words of praise in person.
Because I want you to know you are appreciated.
And in a letter.
So from the bottom of my heart,
many thanks to a caring cop.
Thank you for unknowingly saving my life.
For following the letter of the law.
Being able to have an impact on someone's life like this is something I think everyone would want to do. I know any officer in my position would feel and do the same thing.
Wow, what a story. So much about life is timing, and seconds or a minute or so later, the outcome of that story could have been totally different.
Her life completely changed by that one police officer, but I think he was looking out for her in a way.
He was. He definitely was, yeah. And that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Lee Zurich.
And Auntie Chappelle. Thanks for watching.
And thank you very much for joining us here on your Valley News Now Network Investigate TV edition. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and make sure if you have a smart TV, download our VNN News app. You can get that through Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, or Apple TV. On top of that, if you're doing that, might as well download the VNN app on your phone as well, so you never miss a Valley News Now or whatever we're doing here on the desk. So thank you very much for joining us here for Duke Schindler. We'll catch you later.